Hey everybody, welcome back. I am God's humble messenger. Today I'm going to answer the question, are you worthy of God's grace? This video is based off the article on my website titled, Are You Worthy of God's Grace? There is a link in the description below. I will also include a link to my full website, which has other articles you should go check out with more on the way. You can also now find me on social media. I am on Instagram and Facebook. There are links to each page on my website. Alright, on to the story. Are you worthy of God's grace? Short answer, yes. And that's my video for today. If you like this video, alright, all joking aside, let's take a serious look at this question. The actual answer to the question, are you worthy of God's grace, is no. We aren't worthy. We are not deserving. Not by ourselves. Not by our own merits and actions. All of us, every single person walking this earth, has fallen short of God's grace. That is a fact. There is no disputing it. However, you're glad I said however, aren't you? I'm also glad there is a however. However, through Jesus, God's grace is still attainable. Now, even knowing that, you might still feel as though you don't deserve God's grace, but it can still be obtained no matter what you've done through Jesus. That's why the answer to whether or not you're worthy of God's grace is an emphatic, resounding yes, because of Jesus. The biblical example I want to use for this video is Paul. Paul, or Saul, as he was known before he was saved, persecuted early Christians. He hunted them down and killed them. Then Jesus met him on the road while he was on his way to Damascus to find Christians and bring them back to Jerusalem. A blinding light appeared before Paul, and Jesus appeared before him, striking him blind. He told Paul to go to Damascus. Once there, he would be told what to do. God then used Ananias, I hope I'm saying that right, to deliver the message to Paul that would change his life. Paul received his divine assignment from God while in Damascus. This was the result of a heart changed by Jesus Christ. Those who know God are often given divine assignments. Paul's divine assignment was to be a chosen instrument of God to proclaim Jesus' name to the Gentiles and their kings and the people of Israel. Just as Paul was a chosen instrument, so is every believer, as am I, as are you. Our divine assignment is to proclaim the name of Jesus to everyone. We are all chosen. We are all chosen. Take that in for a second. Chosen. You, yes you, by God. That thought should stir something within you, as it does me. Do you have any idea what an honor it is to be chosen by God? Does it inspire you? Make you want to do something about it? I really hope it does. If you want your divine assignment, seek God through Jesus, and it will be given to you. I can personally attest for this. My design assignment is to write for God. It was to start this YouTube channel, my social media accounts, spread the gospel, put out into the world what he gives me to write and speak about. I received my divine assignment only after he changed my heart and I came to know him better than I ever had before. It started with writing for him, with my website. That he knew I was comfortable with. Then came the idea to start a YouTube channel. That I was not so comfortable with. I struggle with public speaking. God knows this. He called me to do it anyway. I had to leave my comfort zone and begin not only writing but speaking for God. I could have resisted him on this, fought him like Moses did, but I knew I'd end up doing it anyway, so I just skipped that step. It was scary at first, but I stepped out of my comfort zone in faith, and just a few videos in, I was comfortable speaking. This was no accident. It was by design. And it was almost immediate, just like Paul's transformation. Paul, right there in Damascus, began preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ, and he would go on to do so for the rest of his life. One day, Paul was killing Christians. The next, he was one. He went from killing Christians to creating them. Paul also ended up writing more books in the Bible than anyone else. Isn't that an incredible feat? From killing Christians to writing the most books in the Bible. What changed him? Jesus. Jesus was Paul's saving grace. He can be yours too. Through the healing power of Jesus Christ, Paul became worthy of God's grace. That's how you can become worthy too, through Jesus. It all goes through Jesus. He is the way and the truth and the life. The only way to God is through Jesus. The Bible clearly states this in John 14:6. Jesus even says it himself. I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. Now, I've heard people argue this point. They think that if they simply believe in God, or if they live a life doing good deeds, or if they don't do anything too inherently wrong, that it will be enough. Well, it's now time for a hard truth. I'm sorry to say to anyone who feels this way, it's not enough. It's not enough now, nor will it ever be. You need Jesus, plain and simple. And once you have Jesus, you will not regret it, not even a little bit. The reassurance that you will go to heaven when you die and live there forever, for all eternity, is a reassurance like no other. Imagine no longer fearing death, or actually anticipating the day you get to meet Jesus face to face. I, for one, cannot wait to meet Jesus. I long for it. Now, don't get me wrong, I am in no hurry to die, but I no longer fear it, because I know my final destination for all eternity. All of this and more, much, much more, can be yours too. Turn to Jesus. He will make you worthy of God's grace. He will lead you to God, and He will lead you to everlasting life. It really isn't hard to start, have, and develop a relationship with Jesus. It's easy, so very easy. You'd be surprised. Part of it is just talking to Him. Go listen to my video, Talk to Jesus, for more about that. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Jesus wants a relationship with you, but you have to want one with Him too. It doesn't matter what you've done in the past. Come as you are. Let Jesus change your heart, just like He did for Paul. Paul murdered Christians, and he was chosen. He went on to become one of the biggest advocates for Jesus. Some might argue he was the biggest advocate. Because of Jesus, God gave Paul a mission and a purpose. Want a more modern example? Go watch my video about my story. See how far I had fallen, how far away from God I was living. Look at what He has done in my life. And He isn't done yet either. Look how far I've come. And He still has so much more in store for me. How do I know this? I talk to Jesus. I talk to God. I've developed a relationship with them. And they changed my heart just like they did Paul. And they will do the same for you. Do you feel like you're meant for more? Are you ready to find your purpose? Ready for your divine assignment? Then start a relationship with God through Jesus and watch how He changes your life. And that's my story for today. If you like this video, please hit that like button and share my video with your friends. If you want to hear more content like this, subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video. Also, if you have a story about how you or someone you know has experienced God, send me an email. Tell me your story. With your permission, I may want to turn it into a video. You never know who you might inspire with your story. Thank you for listening. I will see you next time. God bless.